Hey everyone, welcome to Dev Update time. The big thing this week, so we're supposed to get our audit report back on Wednesday. That's kind of the big news I think that we're all preparing for. I think they've been kind of just keeping us up to date with all of the changes and stuff, and just a bunch of my little minor things. You guys can go look at the repos if you're really curious as far as what they found. But nothing too major. So probably what we'll do, I think I've told the team this, but we'll take a week, really go over all the changes, make sure that they all look good, send it back to them. They'll probably give us the thumbs up in a day that we fixed it all. Then we'll deploy on RinkB. By deploying on RinkB, what that means is we deploy and then put it forth to a vote. So it'll be a week-long vote on RinkB. We'll go through the whole pretend it's live thing on RinkB, and then kick it off on RinkB. The vote should pass on RinkB since Buddy holds 99% of the supply on RinkB. And then, yeah, whenever it passes, then we'll just test everything, the front ends, the miner, everything, make sure that that switch all works great. If there's no hiccups, we'll be good. If there are hiccups, we can do it again on RinkB if we really need to. I'm assuming there should be no hiccups, but assuming there's no hiccups, we'll probably test on RinkB for 2 weeks. Have the auditors sort of give us the final thumbs up, and then go kick forth the vote on mainnet and launch it there. And then it'll be a week, and then we'll be live. So it's probably, I think target date, if all those go as planned, would be October 1st. We'd be live with 360, which would be wild. So it's going to be a busy time. It's sort of busy time. A lot of that, a week-long vote, that's a lot of downtime for each of those periods. We'll need to sort of rally the troops for voting to make sure this thing passes. That'll probably be the most difficult part of all of this. And we'll just kind of continue to do it. Maybe at some point we'll do a deep dive into the code, the final code changes whenever we're done here on the call. It'll be good. But yeah, that's about it. Other than that, for this week, I'll be heading to San Francisco for Hack SF this weekend, which should be super exciting. So if you're in San Francisco from there, Friday through Monday, hit me up. I can come meet with you guys. If you saw, there's a giant Ethereum event going on in San Francisco this weekend. They're having the merge event. It's at the Chase Center. So the big basketball arena, and Vitalik speaking and a bunch of the core devs. And so I got a ticket and I'm gonna go. So if you're there, also let me know. No idea what that's gonna be about, but should be fun. So yeah, that's about it for me. I'm also I'm gonna do a deep dive on Tornado Cash. It's gonna be a different deep dive. I'll do the whiteboard walkthrough, since it's super simple and it's just me, and then I'll actually look at the code, because I don't think a whole lot of people actually deep dive into the code, at least from what I found. So that should be good. So yeah, prepare for that kind of tomorrow. I'm hoping I'll have it up. Akrem, how you doing?
Good. Working through Telliot issues. Just recently added the issue for catching if the stake amount decreases. Just a few more minor changes, and that's done. And just going through the rest of the issues on Telliot. That's it, really.
Cool. Yeah. I think for you or Tally, depending on who has time, we also, I don't know, I think Tally's the graph expert, but maybe you would want to learn the graph as well. We have to
actually was looking at that this morning, trying to understand how to index events, because I think it's a big thing where you need a database for some things to keep track of them. And
okay, well maybe that can be you can give it the first attempt. So by mid-September we have to migrate the graphs, is what it's called. You can go look up, there's some articles on it, and I can send you some. Okay. Basically, we're on their hosted service and we have to move towards their non-hosted service. So we have to we have graph instances on our GitHub, and we have to go redeploy them all. they're giving us like, we get like a grant from them that they give us after we do it. It's like $1,000. So, maybe we'll, I don't know what we're gonna do with $1,000 worth of GRT, but we'll find something fun to do with it. Maybe whenever if everybody comes and visits, we'll like go blow it on something fun. But yeah, so that'll be, we need somebody to migrate those. So if you want to give that a try, it's due like mid-September. So we have a while. It shouldn't take too long, but you can learn the graph while you do it.
How many subgraphs do we currently have? Do you know offhand or no?
A lot.
Okay.
Well, because there's like a Rinkeby and a mainnet version and a Mumbai version, and
okay,
you can just go there you should just be able to look up like Tellor-io, like the organization, and see all the ones we have deployed.
Okay.
But if you can't, let me know. I'll find them for you.
Yeah. And if I need help, I know who to reach out to.
Yeah, me or
Telly,
Telly.
right?
And then Josh originally set them all up. So you can bug him wherever he is.
Right.
So, all right, Owen.
Hey, yeah, so Friday got a few fixes in for the disputable values monitor, and another this morning. There's about like 3 things to do left on that. So
Nice.
tally, if you want to check that out. We also have a PR for you to review there. Yeah, I just gave a little feedback on Akram's PR. I have a PR for you to review, Akram, if you could. And then I also just, if you can check out the issue that Spuddy just reported about encoding the, I think it's from like the manual.
Input. Okay.
Yeah.
For the snapshot, right?
Yeah, snapshot.
Okay. I see.
I need to check out what to update because Diva is moving over to Gorley because Rinkeby is not being supported anymore for the graph, I don't think. And then this week in general, just I want to push some updates to the docs for the hackathon starting next month.
Cool. Yeah, we'll on an update on that for people. So Rinkeby, Coven, a lot of those are going to be deprecated. So we'll probably be moving to, what is it, Sequoia and Gorley, I think are the new test nets. That's on our plan after we deploy to 360. So like, since we already have, Rinkeby has like, all the contract history that mainnet has, it's like at the same address and everything. We want that there for the upgrade because like that's important that it looks exactly the same. But then once the upgrade and everything goes through, there's no need to further upgrades or anything like that. We'll just deploy everything over on the other networks, and we'll make like probably Gorley or one of them like the official test net with actually that Spuddy actually mines on. So yeah, coming soon. So all right, Ryan, how's things going?
Yeah, just I need to figure out what's going on with that query builder fix that I did last week. It looks like it's not grabbing, so I'm just gonna do some diving into there and see what's going on. Yeah.
And then the fund to feed.
The fund to feed for I kicked the tires on that one. Seems to be working.
It does?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay, yeah, I'll give it a try.
It was just the I didn't address that pop-up that it wasn't within 50 blocks.
It worked all the way through though?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I think mine
setting up the feed.
Mine just, well, so they're setting up the feed and then funding it, right? It does it all. So there's like those 3 contract calls.
Yeah.
Does it do all 3?
I need to confirm that. I definitely confirmed the setup. I think maybe it stopped right after that though.
Yeah, that's what I think I had. I think
okay.
It works on the one call and then it doesn't catch it for whatever reason to do the next call. of which one option is like you don't even wait for the catch, like because you can just do 3 contract calls, just order them properly and sign them with different nonces.
Okay.
Assume they go through properly, which is probably fine. And then just like you can wait for the transaction, and that's one option, or you can just do like the lazy thing and pretend it worked and just like throw it up like, yay, go use it.
Right.
You know, like, and that also is probably fine. So like, I think most people doing that can look at their own MetaMask transaction to see if it went through.
Right.
Cool. Okay. Tim?
Yeah, so I'm testing a few small changes for autopay for 360. And then moving on to some of the dollar auction testing.
Cool. Very nice. And then I don't know if you want to give usingTellor Vyper a try at some point too. If you want to pull it down and run the tests, make sure Tally's not pulling our leg.
Yeah, I would love to.
Cool. And then, yeah, Tally.
Hey, yeah, I finished the usingTellor Vyper tests. I'm going to, there was like a limitation because in Vyper they don't have public functions. So I can only test the like the external functions. So that's get current value and get data before, but I'm going to add additional tests when I test the diet integration to make sure that that the internal functions work as expected.
Cool.
And as well, I've finished my internet connection lost to make PR for when Telliot loses its internet connection. I was just having trouble mocking the tests or doing mocking tests. And as well, I've been rehearsing the usingTellor tutorial, so I'm gonna keep doing that and record it today, I think.
Nice. By the way, on the monitors, it looks like they're not updating. It's still like August 1st.
Oh, the monitor, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I set up a PR, I mean, not a PR, a GitHub action so that it updates itself. But it may not work. I should circle back. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, check it out. Also, the disputes still say 0. I don't know if you can make it not say 0.
Sure. Sounds good.
Spuddy.
I'm working on getting Telliot to submit on Arbitrum.
Yep.
It's given me errors that it's related to the way Arbitrum does gas. And,
Okay.
We had the same error on Arbitrum RankB, and then strangely enough, Arbitrum RankB works great now, and I don't think anybody changed anything because Owen's shaking his head no. Yeah, so there's kind of a mystery thing happening there.
Cool. All right, let us know.
I'll keep banging on it and see if it gets unstuck.
Nice. Brenda, anything from you?
No, thanks, guys.
All right, that's about it.
We got questions.
Oh, questions. We have questions.
We do have questions.
Cool.
Just to understand Tellor plans to offer bridging services. To be honest, the project seems to struggle to gain dApps users due to the speed. Wouldn't it be for the same trouble with bridging? I noticed Link has their own bridge offering called CCIP coming up. So I guess Tellor is just trying to stay competitive.
No, I mean, so with Tellor, like Tellor's a little bit different than Link. Like Link sort of specifically offers products and services, and they have to do that. Like Tellor, like you could go build a bridge on Tellor right now. Like anybody could. Like we bring data on permissionlessly, so we don't need to approve it or anything. I think what people like to do, which we're going to do more of, is people like to see kind of examples. So like if we made a similar to like we show them, hey, look, we're bringing data from another chain on. You could do that right now, but like if we show them, then it like makes people more likely to do it. So at some point we do want to get around to showing people how to do that specifically. On the speed thing, yeah, like Link's gonna have some awful centralized bridge that imagines, finality after 2 blocks. That's like you're just asking to get hacked. Like don't do that. Like really fast bridges are really bad. Like don't use fast bridges just because. I mean, even like in with any bridge, the chain can roll back. So like none of these chains are really finalized. So if you bring it over before the chain's finalized, you have a gigantic security hole. So just watch out.
Hello, in Tellor 360, it says stake amount fixed in dollar terms. However, I think I read about 1,000 TRBs needed to stake. What is the last situation now?
$1,000 of TRB.
Okay.
Is the proposed amount on mainnet. So maybe we could up to, I don't know, probably $1,000 sounds cool. But the cool thing is if TRB goes up in price, you just stake less. TRB goes down in price, you got to stake more. So makes sense.
Will Tellor continue to operate on the POW chain after the merge?
So no, or I mean, like that's the thing, like technically everything still operates. Like if Spuddy wants to keep reporting on the POW chain, like the contracts are there, he can, like same with any other reporter. Like there's in the team, it's not the same as like Link where the team has special privileges, and if the team actively doesn't support it, there's no way these contracts are running.
Hey, I mean, ETH POW is going to have all those transaction fees in their multi-sig wallet, so they could pay me to report the data, and I would.
Good. Yeah. So like that's like you could be fun. You guys can go over there and be the oracle for ETH proof of work. There's nothing stopping you. But will the team be focusing on it? Probably not. Almost definitely not. I don't see it really holding any sort of value. So we're focusing on proof of stake.
There's also, isn't there there's security concerns too for doing?
It's huge security concerns.
well, I mean, like I read about replay attacks. Like if you sign a transaction on ETH proof of work, then someone could copy it to ETH mainnet and it looks like it's valid to the blockchain, even though you signed it on a different chain.
Yeah, well, because the problem is so like the chain IDs are going to be the same.
Well, the chain ID.
And then, yeah. Well, they're yeah, so yeah, watch out, everyone.
That's why. Well, yeah, if you do anything, just move all your money to like a different address first, I guess.
Yeah.
To avoid the replay attack.
For sure. And yeah, no, I don't know. Like, I'm sure there's a billion security risks in there. I mean, the big thing is so like, if you want to play these forks in the smart way, usually like this was huge back in like 2016, 17, when Bitcoin forked every other day. If you were holding the fork, like Bitcoin turned into Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, just dump the Bitcoin Cash. It's like free money. Like they're literally handing you money. Like just if somebody will take it, dump it and take your free money and walk away. Usually if you're holding it on a centralized exchange, they like handled it all for you. So yeah, just dump the fork tokens and be on your way. That's like the best advice. Almost.
If you believe in it, wait till after the dump to buy.
Yeah, but like sometimes you'll get like a post dump bump, but very rarely. Usually, like most of the forks, like they just go down.
This one doesn't seem very promising.
Yeah. So anyway, cool. Yeah, but we should give a bounty. I'll give like 10 TRB to anybody who makes like a proof of work, proof of stake bridge once it launches using Tellor. I think you can pass data back and forth. That would be a fun one. So anyway, all right. Any other questions, friend?
Kind of I'm not sure, but do you think Ethereum after the merge is more secure than proof of work?
After the merge?
Yeah.
I mean, I think the big, for me, like the tornado debate has sparked the tornado censorship has sparked this whole sort of revival in discussions around, what actually is security, what actually is censorship resistance, because now the debate is, well, like, if in the proof of stake world, more of the validators are in the US, does that actually make it less censorship resistant because now the US regulators can go after them and crack down on them, versus in the proof of work world where they're largely over in China and Asia, and therefore it's more secure. To me, it's sort of a false trade-off. Like, I don't think one is better than the other. Like right now we're in this world where, for whatever reason, the US regulators are actually like more draconian and authoritarian than China. But like, there's an equally probable world where the Chinese regulators are the bad ones and are cracking down on proof of work mining and going after them. So, we might be in this world now where you would rather have them in China or in some other country, but there's a good chance that might be the case in the future. So I think there's ways, I think like having a really good threat of a soft fork or slashing people who censor transactions is probably our best bet. I've been calling for that for a long time. Just like have this threat of like, listen, if you start fucking with the censorship resistance on our chain, we're just going to slash you and fork you out. And then it just even having the threat there makes it so way, like all the validators, like Coinbase had talked about that. Like Brian Armstrong brought it up. He's like, yeah, like if it comes down to like us having to censor transactions that we're staked on, like we'll probably just exit the staking game versus risk our stake. And that's cool. like go for it. But ultimately we just got to build some better things. But yeah, on the security piece, like, most of these things are plenty secure. Like, Bitcoin's probably over secure. Like nobody's using it for anything. Like you have crazy amounts of security for something. Like, do you need that much security? Maybe not. I don't know.
I think it gets more secure as the value of Ether goes up.
Well, yeah,
it gets more secure because there's more people who have a stake in the safe operation of the network and care that it continues. And whether or not they're actually staking, they're going to work at helping the network be more secure in other ways, which as probably goes into Bitcoin security too. Why does it have so much extra security? People have put all this faith into it. One Bitcoin's worth a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing, I hope we sort of get a revival here of people running their own nodes, people running validators. I hope that like Ethereum was okay as far as like normal people doing it, but still, I mean, the vast majority of people don't mine or validate the chain, especially independently. You're all going through pools. So like just continuing to know that that's a problem and continuing to push, it's never going to be perfect, but if we just throw up our hands and be like, well, it's going to be run by centralized validators, like, well, no, let's not do that. Let's continue to fight and push back. So, yeah. Anybody
one more question. Last one. What happens to the TRB with the merge?
Obviously, it's going to the moon, right? On our way there.
Fred is like, no. Can't say that.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Like what? It exists on both of them, like kind of like we said.
I don't know. Maybe it means like if does anything happen to the TRB when Ethereum merges, they don't have to migrate or anything.
After the merge.
No, yeah, nothing happens.
All of your funds, all of your tokens that are on chain will still be there.
Yeah, and if you're on a centralized exchange, you have nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
So just usually like probably just like don't do anything for a month and then there's like no issue. And
Yeah, like
just be normal.
I don't know. I don't know if this much caution is necessary, but like when the merge is happening, I'm not moving anything in my wallets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Until
you see like other people can test out the security risks of all of this.
Like there's not going to be some kind of crazy hiccup and they have to go back a couple of blocks or something. And I don't know. I'm just going to wait a little bit after the merge before I move funds.
Yeah, could be some good arbitrage opportunities for sure. Anyway, All right, guys. That's about it. Thanks for listening. So yeah, see you guys all tomorrow.